Hello, everybody, and welcome back to BHB, aka Big Hairy Balls. No, welcome into Curtis's Podcast Network in this AFC South show 176 here on the channel. My name's Curtis Brown. I'm the host of the channel. You can find me over on That Real Texas Team podcast, and subscribe over there. With me, as always, my resident co-hosts, Isaiah, a.k.a. Duval's Finest, a.k.a. the Glitter Kitty Conquistador, a.k.a. the guy who's probably banging your mom right now. Check him out. He's the host of Third and Teal, repping everything Jags. What's up, Isaiah? How are you?
Oh, not too much. Just, got off work not too long ago. Already tired of this new shift. But, not more tired than I am of the Jaguars this season. So we're doing good.
Go. Hell yeah. Down here at the bottom, we got our main man, Jeff, a.k.a. Big Steck, a.k.a. the man that your mom is thinking about while she's with Isaiah. Host of Unstable. Oh, God. Host of Unstable. Finally above the precipice of 69.
Passed up 69.
We're on 73 right now, y'all. Keep
to go unfollow 4 accounts.
4 unfollowed.
Actually, technically, I could, but I'm not going to do it. But I could. Me, Eric, and Trevor, and Third and Teal could go unfollow right now.
Get it back to 69.
Get it back to 69.
Oh,
Please don't.
Not going to do that. Not going to do that.
Colts fans, go like, subscribe. We are without our Titans fan yet again.
Always.
And
similar to real life, on this show, it was never the Titans.
Yeah. Accurate.
That's true.
Very quiet.
Very.
Gosh. But eventually, we'll have a Titans guy that's, at least vaguely reoccurring. Until then, we'll get into this Week 12 preview. Now, Isaiah's Jaguars are on a bye week, so they're not doing much right now except for licking the wounds and possibly looking forward to the future. So Isaiah,
don't worry. Even when we play, we're not doing much. So,
well, that may be, but let's take a look at our injuries real quick, and then we'll get into the slate of the week. First for the Titans, since I'll be talking about them, since no Titans people. Jack Gibbons, L'Jarius Sneed, Tajay Spears, and Leroy Watson are all out for the game Sunday at 12. Roger McCreary and Justin Hardy are also questionable. And then for the Texans, Folo Fotokasi and Blake Fisher are out. Danico Autry is questionable. Will Anderson Jr. and Kamari Lassiter are slated to return. So big pieces coming back for the Texans defense, even though we're missing Folo Fotokasi. And Autry might not be there, but we'll have Anderson Jr. back, so that's going to be big. Lassiter's, God, if he's not out there, I don't trust anybody. Well, anybody not named Derek Stingley. So, Jeff, how are your Colts looking?
Pretty good, honestly. Not too bad looking on the injury report. I think the only person ruled out has been Bernard Ryman. Tyquan Lewis was designated return. He logged 2 full practices, so I fully expect him to at least be on the field. I don't know if he'll be, taking on a full share, but I'd assume a decent amount. I think he had a really good 2023 campaign, so it really sucked to see him get hurt this year. So it'll be nice to have him back. And the Glow Man re-signed with the Colts. Glowinski, right guard. So I'm not sure if he'll be playing. I haven't seen anything else since they signed into the practice squad. So other than that, I mean, it's not a whole lot. I know the Lions are also relatively healthy. So yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Isaiah, I know you don't have a game this week, but I'm sure there's some people that are maybe coming back from injury sometime soon, or is the team just shutting them down?
I wish they were just shutting them down, but I think as long as Doug Peterson's in the building, they're going to play. Trevor Lawrence is expected to come back, so that's fun. Yay. about it. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know that anybody. Fucking Tate Bigsby might come back. I don't really know who else is slated to come back though. I really have not been looking. Just been kind of worried about them resting and then seeing who they decide to elevate and ruin their career next week.
Okay. So I guess we'll just let you go ahead and go first. As far as what are you looking forward to in the bye week? What is a Jaguars fan in your position in the season? What is there to look
Too
forward?
easy.
Free Sunday. I don't have to sit there and be told by my favorite sports team, subliminally that, my day's not going bad enough. It's one of those things. And, it's going to be nice. It'll be the first week we haven't got beat by a lot of points in a little bit. So, I don't really know what else to say at this point. Man, we fucking suck.
Okay. All right. Well, Jeff, I think you have.
Now, you know what I am looking forward to?
What's that?
Pain. That's all I got. I just know we're not going to do. I would be looking forward to firing people, but it's just not going to fucking happen. So
yeah. Have you given any more thought about who you'd like to have replace?
I want Ben Johnson.
You want Ben Johnson?
There's no question. I want Ben Johnson. Liam Cohen would be an okay one. I don't want Mike Vrabel, but if I'm getting a recycled coach, I'd much rather have him than Bill Belichick. But yeah, I mean, I want Ben Johnson and maybe Liam Cohen, but Ben Johnson is my number one pick.
Okay. Interesting. Is there anybody that's currently on the roster that you think won't be back next year?
I mean, probably not.
If you had to give me just one.
Just one. Brandon Sheriff. His contract's up after the season, and I don't think we're going to bring him back.
Did he play most of the games on that contract?
Just hurt for like an entire season and hurt in and out the other 2 seasons.
So no, not really.
No, he played. I mean, he was on the field. He registered snaps, but that's about it.
He participated.
Yeah, he didn't even get a trophy for it either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's technically better than what the Commanders got out of him. They got one good season out of him, and then 5 years of the same thing.
He had like 2 or 3 All Pros with them.
Yeah, but usually All Pros are kind of like for linemen anyway. They're usually kind of like how Pro Bowls work. You usually get them a year after you should, and then a year longer than you should.
But it's definitely different because you actually have to be good to get an All-Pro.
Right.
Because the Pro Bowl, Tyler Huntley can go, so they mean absolutely nothing.
I agree, but I'm pretty sure Brandon Scherf only had like 2 seasons of like full play. Like his rookie year and then like the second year, and then every season after that's been just injured as motherfucker.
I mean, if you're winning All-Pro or if you're getting All-Pro awards on that, I mean, good for you.
Yeah. I
don't know what to say. I think he's terrible.
Yeah. Definitely not All-Pro Brandon Scherf that you paid him to be. Which sucks. Is there anybody in the draft you've got your eye on?
Kelvin Banks. Please, God, Kelvin Banks. However, we have to make it happen. Hopefully, we can hold on to that first overall pick, and we can trade back with New York or somebody and get some extra picks, and they can take Shadir Sanders, and we can get Kelvin Banks at like number 3 or number 4 or wherever the fuck they end up, and hopefully get a couple other picks to do better with.
What'd you guys get out of the Cam Robinson trade? Was it like a 3rd or a 4th?
It was like a conditional 5th next year.
Well, that's no bueno.
It's going to end up being a 4th, but yeah, it still sucks. But he also sucked, so at least we can use a pick.
Yeah, can't use a Cam Robinson. At least not right now. All right, Hefe, let's talk about the Lions and the Colts.
I'm excited for this one. I am. And, we went live yesterday on Unstable, and I know you're familiar with the Gremlin. He was quite active in the comments on that one, and he basically said the Colts are either going to get dog walked in this one or the Colts are going to win by 3. I could honestly see both of those scenarios, and I can also honestly see a high scoring close game too. I think he put in a prediction like 20-17 or something like that, but I don't know, man. I think this game is going to be. It should be a really good one. I mean, the Lions' offensive line is really good. I think the Colts' front four are really good. You know, they're pretty much back up to full health. You know, Grover, Buckner, Taekwon Lewis coming back. Latu's in the mix. Kwity Paye is having a really good season. After his injury, he's come back and really played really well. So I think it'll really come down to that. Which one of those two lines are going to win that fight? They have 2 really good backs that are playing at a ridiculous level. Goff, outside of one game, has had a really, really good season. You know, I always get tongue twisted. St. Brown, I'm just going to call him Amon-Ra. I always mix up the word. Anyway, he's a really good receiver. So I don't expect to keep him bottled up the entire game. I don't see a world where that happens. So, like I said, it'll just come down to the Colts front versus their offensive line. Hopefully they can keep their running backs somewhat in check. I don't know if there's any really stopping them, but hopefully they can just keep them in check, force a couple of turnovers, and then they're going to have to score on it. The Colts have had a lot of issues with scoring off of turnovers. They get them and then go 3 and out and punt it right back. So if they get it, they're going to have to capitalize on it. Even against the Jets, where I think overall they had their best overall performance. And the Jets, you know, I think they came into that game ranked 7th on defense. So it wasn't like they're a bad defense, and their record wasn't bad because of their defense. So I don't think the Lions have as good of a defense as them, especially with Hutchinson going down with that horrible injury. And I think the Colts offensive line is better than their front now. So it'll really come down to the trenches. Hopefully they can get Jonathan Taylor going better than they got him against the Jets. They still ran the ball, I think, 35 total times. And that's really the Colts' bread and butter. Even if they're not ripping off these huge runs. It's all about just maintaining possession, giving your defense a breather. But the only issue is the Colts forced Aaron Rodgers and the Jets to 3 and outs, 9 plays and 9 yards to start the game. And I think they had like 10 points to show for it after those 3 drives. So they're not putting up the points when the defense is playing really well like you'd hope. So that's something they're really going to have to do against the Lions, who can score anytime. So yeah, if the Lions start pulling away, this game could get out of hand fast. So hopefully that defense and that front can actually put a lot of pressure on Goff. And I don't know if Anthony Richardson's going to have to start stringing some of the Jets performances together for me to really buy into him. I mean, to me, he's still like a 10-game rookie. And so it's just a lack of consistency. So hopefully he can string some games together like that one. If he can, I think the Colts have a good chance in this one. I think right now, Josh Downs, and I said it on this AFC South show, you could make a strong argument for someone like Brian Thomas Jr., but there's been, they have Mac Jones now, and Josh Downs missed a game or 2 to start the season, and he's one of the top target and yardage wise in the AFC South. Right now, he's one of, if not the best receiver in the AFC South. And he's the slot guy. Like Pittman is technically R1. I mean, he hasn't really put up the numbers to support that. But I think Adonai Mitchell has finally started to emerge as a reliable receiver. Alec Pierce has been really consistent and still been a home run guy. So I don't think our receiver core is anything to scoff at. It's just, can Anthony Richardson get them the ball accurately? That's really what it comes down to. And if he can, I actually think they have a good shot in this one. And I went as far as on Stable. I kind of went on a rant, and I'm like, you know what? I think the Lions are going to score 27 points in this game. I think the Colts are going to be down 24-27 late. And I think Anthony Richardson is going to get his second consecutive fourth quarter comeback late in the game. And I think they're going to win this 31-27. They're going to have to put up points to beat the Lions. But that's don't bet on it. I'm telling you right now, I am not financially responsible if you put a bet on that. But that's what I hope.
For those curious, the spread on this game is Detroit favored by 7, 49.5 point over under.
Oh, they dropped both of those. And when I looked, it was 50.5 and 7.5.
No.
But
when did you look?
that was yesterday.
Okay.
They might have dropped it a little bit.
Maybe. I also looked yesterday. I made this list yesterday. So.
Oh, well, shit.
ESPN, though. ESPN.
Oh, I was on MGM.
Yeah, there we go.
Fair enough.
Isaiah, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling about the Colts' chances beating the Lions?
I will say I think Jeff's
trap game, baby.
I think Jeff's take on the defense not losing them games is delusional, considering that they are top or bottom 5 in pass defense, in yards, and I mean Trevor Lawrence threw over 300. There's been multiple games where quarterbacks have thrown over 300 yards on them. Unless they've improved over the last couple of weeks, they've been a bottom 5 team in pass defense all season.
Where did I say that?
You said that the defense wasn't the reason that they lost their games.
I was talking about the Jets.
You were talking about the Colts.
I was talking about the Colts Jets game. I said the Jets defense was like 7th overall, and they're not the reason why the Jets are terrible. Is what
you said that about the Colts first. You said,
oh no, they're letting up a fuckload of yards and
no, that's all right. Maybe I misheard. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe I'm delusional. It is late.
Oh no, I know the Colts are like 27th or something,
but
it's not.
No, I think the Lions run away with this game. I think that they're gonna do this all season for the rest of the season against lower level opponents, and I do think the Colts, as of now, are one of those opponents. But I do think that there is a possibility and a chance for them to do well in this game, because I mean the Colts wide receiver core has definitely surprised me a lot this year, and I think that's something where, while they've been on display, I don't know that they're necessarily as scary maybe as they actually are to other teams. So I think it's all going to depend on how much Detroit really wants to dig into it and how good their defense can hold up. I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though, if that happens. But honestly, I think the Lions run away with this one. Not nearly as bad as they ran away with the game they played last week against whatever team they played. But I'd say like 36-14 is my prediction on this one. I just don't think the Colts have enough in the tank to – I don't think the Colts' offense is better than the Detroit's defense, like Detroit's offense is better than the Colts' defense.
I mean, there's just a few reasons why this game just screams trap game. And the reason why it does, the Colts have had like 4 or 5 years where they've played a really good team. They did it to the Chiefs a couple of times they're supposed to get blown out by a team, and they, for some reason, around and win that game.
That's a point I meant to make, but that's always early in the season. That's the difference. That never happens in the end of the season. That's always like super early in the first couple of weeks. You guys fuck around hanging there with a team you shouldn't, then beat them. And y'all already did that with Minnesota. So I think no, not Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? No, who y'all beat somebody that I didn't think y'all were gonna beat. Anyways,
anybody. You never go for the Colts.
Yeah, that's different though. First of all, I've gone for the Colts once or twice in terms of like who I thought was gonna win. Not very often. But no, I mean I think you guys normally do that early, but I think y'all are figured out, and they know Anthony Richardson. They're just gonna force him to throw the ball. They're going to try and take away the run and make Anthony Richardson beat him, and I don't think he can do it.
I mean, fair enough. I'm just hoping that they're busting out the Indiana Knights jerseys, and the Colts are finally getting healthy.
Those?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, they're getting their ass kicked. Those jerseys are fucking trash.
I fucking love it. I've always wanted them to wear the black. I've always loved it.
They're all right. They're not my least favorite jerseys in the NFL, but they're definitely not my favorite.
I wanted to get the helmet, and they were charging like $500 something stupid dollars for them. Go fuck yourself.
Get the mini helmet. They're only like $300. No,
I'll just buy whatever helmet it like played against sports or something and spray paint it or some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Is Detroit wearing any special uniforms?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I haven't looked into that. I don't know.
Can we just take a second? I miss Thursday night football color rush games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Color Rush was like the peak era of NFL football. Besides the fact they couldn't celebrate like they can now. Like you had today's celebration rules with like yesteryear's Color Rush games, and we've got peak NFL back. But
I don't know.
instead, we have Patrick
to
Mahomes with the
me-
refs. Nice voice crack.
What?
But
To
What's
me,
Yeah.
peak NFL was like Brian Dawkins just fucking murdering you.
oh no, I'm talking about like presentation wise. I'm not talking about like the actual game itself. No, we'll never get back to that.
What
No.
was that? What was that Color Rush game that they called the Blind Bowl? Like the Color Blind Bowl? Like they were like I think it was the Jets and somebody. They both wore Color Rush, and for some reason it was like might have been the Bills.
I
It
think
was
I
like
think you're
all
right.
green and all red. It was
Yeah.
and blind people were like, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not that Color Rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah,
I think
every
that was
game.
the whole purpose for the Color Rush games in general was to help with color blindness. And that's why they would use these starkly contrasted uniforms. And then all of a sudden,
Oh, oops.
more planning.
We didn't think about that.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question, Hefe.
Yeah.
The Colts, what is their record?
5-6.
Okay. In what world is 5-6 trap game material?
They're underdogs in this game. I mean, they no one is gonna say except for me. I think like Colin Coward said that this could be a trap game, whatever. But other than that, every single ESPN talking head is gonna be like it's gonna be like 34-13, 20-10. I mean, yeah, if they lose, okay, they're supposed to lose, but it's a trap game if they win, right? It's at home. They're definitely the underdog. The Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL. Like, to me, it just has that feeling. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I
The
feel
Colts
like
are just not as consistent or as good as the Lions. And, we're lying to ourselves when we think otherwise.
I'll concede that I think that the Lions are definitely the best team in the league right now. And I'll concede that,
Colts are very mid right now.
very mid.
Yeah.
But in my experience, those trap games are like bottom feeder teams beating a team who's in contendership or
Yeah,
contention.
trap game was Mac Jones and the Jaguars beating the Lions.
Yeah. I mean,
This is just more of like an any given
the way
Sunday
I
game.
feel a trap game is, it's where a serious underdog. Lions are riding high. Colts, I mean, yeah, they came off a win, but it was the Jets who are also a 3-win team. They came off of 3 losses. Like, I don't know. They're a team that's reeling. It's just a team that's a severe underdog. They're playing at home. To me, that's kind of what a trap game could be. I mean, I don't necessarily think you have to have.
This reminds me of like the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight. It's kind of a win-win for the Lions here because it's like if they lose, it's like any given Sunday. The Colts have shown flashes. If they win, it's like they're the new sports car. They're great. Blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. If the Colts lose, I just hope they don't get like dog walked in it. Like it at least keeps showing that progression for Anthony Richardson. Like I hope he just doesn't make a bunch of boneheaded plays that just completely avoidable. Like if they get if he throws a pick, I'm not going to be pissed about it. But if it's a couple of them or it's just a really awful throw, like dude, you like just progress instead of regress. Like it's kind of what Anthony Richardson did at the beginning of the year, and I think the Jets game was kind of one of those bounce backs. So I'm just hoping that even if they lose, I just hope to see him continue making good decisions and being smarter with the ball. I guess this is really his developmental year, in my opinion. That's why I'm not. I wanted to win. As Colts fans, we're extremely frustrated. So yes, including myself, are like, yeah, maybe Flacco does give us the best chance. Well, then, admittedly, that wasn't the case, and they should have just wrote it out with Anthony Richardson. But it is what it is.
Yeah, the flip flopping definitely didn't help him, but I do think it motivated him for when he got the opportunity to come back. I mean, he definitely played his best game as a pro.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, when the Texans played the Lions at the time led the league in interceptions as far as like picking off the most passes. I don't know if that still holds true or not, but
probably.
I think the Bears currently lead. Because I know at least they're number one in turnovers, but I think the Bears passed them after a I don't know.
What was that?
I almost got sacked. I barely got the ball off.
Not a boy. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Lions on this one. 38-20. I don't necessarily vibe with the trap game aspect, but I do think any given Sunday, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, there's a world where Anthony Richardson continues his trajectory based on the last game and can stack performances, and then this train kind of gets rolling, and he starts building momentum and confidence, and becomes, the quarterback that they hoped he could be eventually when they drafted him. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that's going to happen, but it could. It could happen.
Like I said, I'm okay with the loss. The Lions are a good team. I'm okay with the loss here. Just look like a solid team. You know what I mean? Just like you learn from your mistakes. You're progressing. I think Shane Steichen called a really good game against the Jets. Just keep that going. Like if you lose by a few, I'm okay with it. Like I don't want to lose, but
Right.
just don't come out and shit the bed is all I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That'd be kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Can't pull the Titans, you know what I mean? Or a Jaguars against the Lions. Can't do that. Don't want those things.
I might do if that happens, I might just not have a video on for the next AFC South show.
It's just a video.
Just a black screen, and all you hear is my audio. That's it.
That song. It's been 7 hours and 16.
I might in the background. I don't know if YouTube would let us do it, but just have like the most depressing song just playing on my phone as it's kind of you can just barely hear it in the microphone. I don't know if they'd allow it, but
like a small fire in the background. Just wild man activity. I also think it'd be funny if your entire camera feed was just that gif of the dog crying with the sniffles.
I'll see if I can find it if that happens. Everything is fine.
We're good. Oh man. All right, well look, let's pivot here. Let's talk about it from the Titans perspective. Titans ways to win over the Texans. This is in Houston. The Texans are favored by 7.5 points, and the over-under is 40.5, all according to ESPN. How do the Titans beat the Texans? I know.
CJ Stroud continues to play pedestrian.
Yeah.
And Joe Mixon gets bottled up.
The Titans finally score more than 17 points.
that could be real, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to need points. I feel like 17 doesn't get the job done in this game. We beat them last year with a backup quarterback, literally the third string, and Dalton Schultz just big manning Roger McCreary down there at the end and kind of sealing that game, sending it to overtime where Devin Singletary would eventually set us up for the game-winning Kaimi Fairbairn kick. But the record between these two franchises is 23-21. It is the closest division rivalry that the Texans have, or the Texans or the Titans have. So the Texans end up sweeping the Titans this year. That rivalry is dead even, and I'm fucking here for that. We've got a while until we catch the Colts, so yeah. But that's just because Peyton. Stupid.
I'll take the win. That's fine. I'll take the win.
Perfect quarterback.
I'll take the win. That's fine.
Yeah, no, Tony Pollard's got to get going. The Titans defensive line has to absolutely destroy the Texans interior. Jeff Simmons and Trevondre Sweat make absolute hell in the pocket for CJ Stroud when he's trying to drop back and pass, and when Joe Mixon's trying to run the ball. It has not been easy to run the ball against the Titans all year. I expect this to be a bigger challenge than, basically the Joe Mixon's seen all year, other than maybe the Lions game where he was actually bottled up pretty heavily. But this is I don't think this is a winnable game for the Titans. I think this is a measuring stick game in many ways for Will Levis to see if there's been, actual progress. And, if you're watching the Titans games, you are seeing progress happen since he's come back from injury. It's not great progress. I mean, you're not sitting over here being like, thank God we got the next Tom Brady. But it's more of like, all right, well, we're starting to see some of the good things that we saw last year again. So maybe this offensive play calling and Will Levis are kind of all falling into a rhythm. But yeah, with no L'Jarius Sneed, potentially no McCreary, no Spears, there's a lot missing on this Titans team that makes them the most formidable, and I just don't see it. From the Texans' perspective, ways to win: make Will Levis hate his life. You stop Tony Pollard because he's going to be getting a lot of touches out of the backfield and handoffs, and he's pretty much used in the same way that Joe Mixon is. If he can get going, the offense can move a little bit. If he can't, the offense is pretty well hogtied until somebody can flick one down the field about 50 yards, and we hope for a prayer. The one blessing I feel like we have in this game is that Nico Collins is back. He's 2 weeks removed. Looks to be his second game removed from being taken off of the IR. And that's just more time and more getting back into the swing of things after a 5-game layoff. I think he's set up for a pretty big game. Sneed and Chidobe Awuzie haven't been playing well anyway. Their best safety, Quandre Diggs, tore up his knee and he's out for the year. So this is a banged-up Titans secondary at this moment. If they can survive the pass rush, CJ Stroud should have a get-right game. This is a potential to kind of build on what happened in Dallas and not let the second half be the implosion. This is, if the Texans are going to somehow bow their necks and become a better team down the stretch here, this is where that starts. You kind of got the flame started last week. Now it's time to turn it to a blaze and get some momentum going for your offense for the rest of the season, especially this pretty rough 3-game stretch coming up after the bye week. So with that being said, my prediction for this game is the same one I used on the Titans pod and the Texans pod: 31-17 Houston. So with that, what do you guys have to say?
I'll say that I think there is a scenario where the Titans do win. I mean, division games are always very competitive, always a tough game. They obviously they play each other harder. There's a scenario, I think, where Will Levis has a good day. They can get their run game going, and their front can make life hell for Stroud. I think there is a possibility for that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know if the Texans win it by 14, but yeah, I think it'll be like 24-17 Texans. I don't put the Titans over 17 ever. Like right at that 17 is the sweet spot.
Yeah, it really is for them. Isaiah.
I think this is a trap game. No, I'm just kidding. Honestly,
it's a trap game. It would be this one.
I don't know. I don't think the Titans have any chance. Unless they can somehow bottle up Joe Mixon and like keep Nico Collins under wraps. Like I don't see any way for them to win this game. I mean, I think we could very easily see Levis return to his hero ball tendencies. But yeah, I don't know about this one. I'm thinking like 32-17. Gotta have the 17.
You do. We all put 17 in there.
Well, they got to prove us wrong, and they can't.
I know. Yeah, look, this week it's weird. I don't know. Like the Jags not playing is weird. Next, like you guys are gonna have a whole week to rest up for us after this Titans game. That feels like more of a trap game to me than the Titans game.
With Lawrence back, yeah.
Yeah. You guys definitely feel more potent.
Considering that our passing offense goes from 245 yards a game to 112 yards per game under Mac Jones from Trevor Lawrence, yeah, we definitely look more potent. I'd say that much.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the old schedule here. You got a nice little cupcake after the Lions, Jeff.
We've got it. Oh, my bad. I thought about us. I was about to say we have a really easy rest of the year. I'm just not like excited about it.
I think the next like toughest game is probably Denver. Yeah, I think it's in Denver if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they've been better than expected.
You got Detroit at New England bye week, at Denver, home against Tennessee, at the Giants, home against the Jags.
Yeah.
The Titans at Houston, at Washington, home against Jacksonville, home against Cincinnati, at Indianapolis, at Jacksonville, home against Houston. The only team with more division games ahead of them than the Tennessee Titans this season at this point is the Chicago Bears. They have not played one division game.
Jesus.
Yeah, they have. They played the Packers earlier this season. They've played one.
That was last week.
Yeah, so they have played one.
Yes. Sorry. Last 7. Jags bye week 12, home against Houston, at Tennessee, home against the Jets, at Las Vegas, home against Tennessee, at Indianapolis. That's not a bad wrap up there. I mean,
we have a pretty decent rest of the year. I'm just hoping we don't lose the high pick because of it.
Yeah, some of that might be happening.
I mean, as long as we're top 5, I really don't fucking care. We can probably get Kelvin Banks top 5.
Who is it? Y'all and the Titans are like technically like duking it out right now.
Technically, but no, because they have
one less loss.
One less loss. They haven't had their bye week yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. They already had their bye. Now we're having our bye week, and so we'll be tied after this.
Yeah. After the Titans lose.
But that means we probably actually no, they've been consistently scoring 17. We had like the past 2 weeks we haven't scored like any points. We should be good.
Yeah, you guys scored 6 and 7 points in the last game.
Woo! Let's go. Keep it low, baby. Keep it low.
Houston's final 6 games. Home against Tennessee, at Jacksonville, bye week 14. Home against Miami, at Kansas City. Home against Baltimore on Christmas, at Kansas City. At Tennessee. Sorry.
That's a little rough stretch.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough stretch. Playing the first place schedule is doing no benefits here. But it helped when we had to play Dallas. So that's good.
Said every team this year that's played Dallas.
Yeah, for real.
I feel like teams in the same state should have to play every season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
like I feel like if there's if there's multiple teams, I can understand like maybe for those 3 team states, maybe like alternate. Like
Yeah.
at least two teams from each state, like they have at least 2 teams should play each other. But like, like I think if you're in the same state as another team, like you have to play them. We have to know who's the best in the state, not just by regular record.
No, I'm with you on that.
Especially considering there's 3 teams in Florida and they're all in different divisions.
Yep. And then there's, I guess technically only one in this actual state of New York, but
yeah, New Jersey counts. It's basically, I mean, it's tiny.
It's basically New York.
Yeah. New Jersey, Old Jersey, the New York Giants still look bad.
Yeah. And then you got California with the 2 Los Angeles teams.
And the Raiders.
San Fran. The Raiders are in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right. They're in Vegas. That's right.
They were in Oakland, but
they were in Oakland. I'm just a boomer.
That's all right. I think
I miss the Oakland Raiders and the goddamn Washington Redskins. Bring them back.
I heard they're actually supposed to be bringing the Redskins logo back.
They're not.
Never have left.
The new owners that took over after whoever have already said that they're not bringing it back.
It's so stupid.
I know there's a politician that won that's like trying to like force them to do it, but I don't think it's going to work.
Yeah. Well, if they really wanted to, they could probably find a way.
They'll probably do a throwback eventually, but like as of right now, especially with the success that Jaden Daniels has been, like they've got no reason to go back at this point. Like the Commanders are going to become a household name as Jaden Daniels continues his career if he continues to be good at football.
Yeah.
I really just want to make some fake accounts and just become like a Commanders fan, so I can just go into every forum. Let's go Commandos and just what are they chanting in their stadium?
Let's go
Commanders.
Let's go.
Like it's a horrible name to chant at a stadium. Like let's
like
go
a Charmander.
I mean that's funny to me. I don't know. I hate the name.
The Commando is actually my
Come and watch the Commanders. Whole lot of coming to go around.
Sponsored by Cummins Diesel.
If you ain't coming, you ain't Mandan.
That's right. All right. Well, I think it's a good spot to go ahead and wrap this sucker up, fellas. You guys have any closing comments?
Yeah, just hope it's a good game. Go Colts.
It was never the Titans.
It was never
the Titans.
Folks, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button on this video. We'd like to get put in front of more AFC South fans. And hitting the like button goes a long way to helping us get there. Subscribe, notification bells when we put out more content. You don't miss it. Go check out Jeff on Unstable. Like, subscribe, notification bell. Go check out Third and Teal. Like, subscribe, notification bell. That Real Texas Team podcast. Like, subscribe, notification bell. And for the Titans Takeaways podcast, do the same 3 things.
Meh.
Also hit the comment field with anything that you'd like. We'd like to hear from you, and we don't hear enough from you. I'd like to see Bayshon getting in on something. But
yeah, Bayshon, what the fuck?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, man, where you been?
We got
there. He was very active. The live before last.
Yeah,
it was good to see him. I hadn't seen him in a while. It was good to see him.
Good to see Bayshon.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Y'all be good people. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah.
Go Texans.
Go Colts.
Go Colts.